What's going on, everyone? So today we are going to be covering the backpack token on Solana, and this is actually an exchange that was on Solana for a while that has now since then turned into a project, and they literally just launched it. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about what I think about it, the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt surrounding it, and what's going on inside the project as in terms of prices. So anyway, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So, as you can see, we are at 16 cents with this right now, 7% right now, up in the last 24 hours. And yeah, this thing has been getting listed to exchanges left and right on their launch. They haven't gotten like insanely big exchange listings, okay? Like they haven't gotten the ones that we all love and admire and respect, such as like Coinbase, Binance, stuff like that, Robinhood, right? But it has gotten listed on MEXC, and that is a step in the right direction. But yeah, before we even talk about prices and stuff, let's kind of go over what it is. As you can see, at the market cap at 40 million, fully diluted volume 162 million, trading volume at 6.5, 6.3 million. It's fairly new, but it has a huge following already because people have been using their exchange. Think of Aster, but on Solana, right? So that's kind of how it's looking like. Like, think if you took Jupiter and Radium and Orca and mixed it with Aster, boom. Like, that's literally like what you get is backpack if you did that, literally. So, anyways, they call it the most powerful margin account in finance. You can trade, borrow, spend, and earn, kind of just like Avantis. And you guys know I like Avantis, and it's kind of just like Avantis. All right. So we're gonna talk about this now. So first of all, we'll go over their website. So this is the website. It says Modern Finance, your brokerage, your bank, your exchange, trade, borrow, spend, and earn, and the most powerful margin account in finance. So the DeFi approach of projects nowadays is start with a DeFi exchange, then turn into a DeFi crypto exchange or a futures exchange. Now where you're offering leveraged futures with different cryptos, and then going into the borrowing and spending aspect of things, yield farming and staking, and just kind of progress from there. And that's kind of what we've seen here with this project. So I just want to show you, this is their spot. Well, first you can look at the markets area. So this is going to show you all the assets here on the markets area. And then you can see they have their spot exchange. So they have literally an all-in-one suite. So here's their spot exchange, as you can see here. And they have all these different assets here on their spot exchange with their volume of everything here. And then they have their futures platform right here that you can pull up. And you can see it shows up to 50x leverage on Solana. So pretty decent looking leverage there, right? But yeah, we have that here with Solana, and a bunch of other stuff here, a bunch of other leveraged options here. And as you can see, like, good amount of volume right now, as it shows 64 million inside of volume for the Bitcoin perps, 20 million for Solana perps. So people are actually using the exchange. So that's a good thing to see as well. And then you have their lending aspect of things where you can lend, and then when you're getting lend APY for lending your coins to people, you can lend or you can borrow from people. So you can lend your coin to other people, make money, or you can borrow from other people and use that money to make money. All right. And it shows the APY for both of them. And then and they have a lot of different assets here. And by the way, I'm gonna make a new video on Monad because it's been a while. I gotta make a new video on Monad. But anyways, then you have their vault, the backpack liquidity token. As you can see, the total value locked to 504,000. So you have their vault. So you kind of get an idea of what the platform is in a nutshell, right? Like, simply put, or not put, but simply put, it's pretty much Aster mixed with Jupiter, Radium, Orca, right? So it's like the Aster of Solana if you took those other three exchanges on Solana and added it to Aster. So it's a fairly interesting exchange, right? So your wallet and exchange in one place. So they also have the Backpack wallet, self custody across 10 plus networks. So they have a whole conglomerate at this point. They've been doing a lot, right? There's a lot of FUD surrounding this project though, and I'm going to talk about that. The top wallet here has 750,000 or 750 million coins, which is 75% of the holdings. But I feel like it has something to do with the futures, the lending, the borrowing. I don't know what the top wallet is, so I guess do your research on that one. But it's like probably Dev wallet. I don't know. It's something. But 250 million left it. I apologize for not doing my research on this top wallet, but it is what it is. I did my research on everything else, but the top wallet, I'm like, I don't know where it's going. You guys can find out where it's going. But other than that, the wallet distribution, the wallet breakdown seems to check out. As you can see, the top wallet is some type of uh probably some type of treasury wallet, and then you have the Backpack exchange wallet, which is the 22%. But then after that, all the wallets have equal distribution. 0.22% here at the top, 0.18 here, 0.09 there, 0.09 there. So fairly equal distribution after you get past the crypto wallet, which is like their treasury wallet all at the top, and then this is like their exchange wallet for their futures and all that other stuff trading, right? So it seems like a good distribution there. But here is their Twitter account. As you can see, the Backpack Twitter, this is showing that they're talking about FUD a lot. That's one thing I noticed. They're talking about FUD a lot. This right here is actually the CEO of Backpack, Mad Labs, and Anchorlink, and I guess it's all interconnected. But the CEO himself is addressing FUD, which is usually not a good look. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's not a good look. On FUD, he says FUD is the opportunity to either address misunderstandings or to identify mistakes, simply fix them. With every TGE, emotions run high as people focus on a single number, token price determining one's feelings. It's human nature. And because Backpack has such a large community around the world, spanning from advanced traders in Asia to wallet users on every network, Mad Labs holds holders around the world, and everyone in between. The TGE is a time where people vocalize their views. Blah 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 blah. Pretty much, people are talking about how they're doing some OTC dumping, right, over the counter dumping, and they're slowly dumping on their holders. That's pretty much the basis of what people are saying, and then now he's addressing it in a very long post, which is not a good look. You never address FUD. You don't negotiate with terrorists. And if something's false, you don't negotiate with the false narrative people. All right. That's kind of how I see things. Now, whether or not there's actually stuff fishy going on behind the scenes, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But when you come here, everybody is pointing at them saying scammers, right? So this person, they're pretty much talking about how every time they try to say anything, they get banned on Discord. And they talk about how Backpack is saying we're all about the long term holders, and then they're also talking about how they want to build strong community, and they're just like, why you keep banning me, right? And then this guy says total scam. They lured us in with the drop, but as soon as I tried to withdraw, they blocked my account. Pure fraud. The CEO is just another con artist like the SBF. What kind of FUD are you talking about? Didn't you announce $20 million in monthly revenue? Didn't you earn fee revenue for 5 seasons over a full year? Where is the $240 million? And remember, the exchange has been going on for a while, but the coin just now dropped. Did your marketing rely on Toli's retweet? Blah, blah, blah. So they're like, where'd all that money go? Where'd all that fee money go? You filled your bag. Where's that money at? I don't know. And then over here, the truth is that you out of greed destroyed your community. Like you see the sentiment here, and now they got a dog pooping on a tweet and stuff. So everybody is calling them scammers. Everybody's calling the CEO here a scammer. Literally everybody. I don't think anybody's on his side other than the 690 people who like the post. But it has 193,000 views, so you can see the disparity there. So yeah, that's not too good. All right. And this is the CEO. I don't think he is doxxed either. So I guess long story short, um, you might have to be careful with this project, right? It's a fairly new project. It's only at 40 million market cap, but it's a fairly new token. The exchange itself is not new, but the token is. That's the new part of this. So we'll have to see how well the token does, because obviously the exchange has been doing good. He's been racking up millions of dollars in fees. They said over $240 million he's racked up in fees, but they don't know where that money went. All right. That's the basis of what we're looking at here. So this is interesting enough to see, but I don't know. This person says, I guess my purchases are looking so much better right now. You see FUD, I see opportunity. So I guess some people are making money off of the FUD, and now Backpack themselves is calling that person a Chad for making that money. Really thought I was going to ignore the signals. I don't know. Maybe they're working in cahoots to make them look better. But this is the part that gets me. Solana themselves reposted them on March 23rd when they launched their token, right? Because the exchange has been going. But when they launched the token, Solana themselves said breaking Backpack, the official Backpack token is live on Solana. Solana usually does not post random coins. And I don't think they would post a scam coin either. And they're posting them, and they made this whole digital art for them too, or they're posting. And it says Solana and Backpack, so it's almost like a collaboration drop, right? And when you look at it, like Solana, like I said, Solana doesn't just drop random things. And they even posted their website link. So it's talking about it, and this is interesting. They said Solana, our Backpack is a Solana native exchange and a wallet ecosystem. Now its token will have its deepest on-chain liquidity on Solana across every major DEX. So it's kind of crazy, but some people are saying fire. So Mad Labs NFT project, where they extracted millions of Solana, wasn't good enough. Number one grifter. They're talking about the CEO. So like people are still coming at him. They're still coming at him from exchange to wallet to token. Backpack keeps stacking layers. So some people are with him, but it seems like a lot are not. All right, a lot of people are not with them. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a perspective from a very, 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 very affluent and very respected individual inside of this crypto market, right? So actually, wait, before we look at this, it says on Polymarket. This is another thing. There was a whole Polymarket controversy, right? This morning, Polymarket trader held a large open position, betting that Backpack's fully diluted value would exceed 200 million one day after TGE. As the resolution window approached and Backpack was trading around 19 cents, it appears certain traders purchased a significant amount of Backpack tokens in an attempt to push the price above 20 cents and win their Polymarket bet. We investigated immediately. These traders are not insiders. They are not employees, directors, officers, advisors, or in any way affiliated with Backpack. We have zero tolerance for insider trading of any kind. So pretty much, there was a Polymarket bet that it would get to 200 million fully diluted value one day after they launched. And then some big supposed insiders pushed that thing up, literally, just so they can make that bag. And they made that bag. So that's pretty much what we're seeing. And that's why people are saying, wow, this is sketchy. Like they made a big, big, big bag on that on Polymarket, right? And not only that, we also have to look at what ChatGPT says. This is the respected individual I was talking about, right? So I told ChatGPT like this. Look, I told him straight up. I said, tell me everything you know about the FUD surrounding the backpack coin on Solana. Cut the fat. Just what people are saying and what you see as facts. Make it short. So ChatGPT said, look, Marcellus, I got you. Here's the tight, no BS breakdown. They know how I talk on ChatGPT of the FUD versus what's actually substantiated around Backpack's BP token on Solana. So look, ChatGPT said what people are saying, and look, this is a short read, so don't even worry. That's why I tell ChatGPT cut the fat. Always tell ChatGPT cut the fat because they will give you the runaround. All right. In many ways, they said what people are saying FUD narratives. Team is dumping via OTC, which is solved the rug pull. Biggest claim. Insiders claim biggest claim is insiders selling tokens privately to exit comes from Discord's last X chatter about OTC deals. 2. Insider trading / price manipulation. Suspicious bets plus buying around $200 million fully diluted value target on Polymarket. Looks like someone tried to push price to win bets. 3. Unfair airdrop / insiders favored. Users flagged as Sybils got less or nothing. Claims of biased distribution plus opaque rules. 4. Mad Labs NFT favoritism. Old holders keep VIP perks, new buyers don't. Seen as insider / early access advantage. FTX vibes / trust issues. Team has FTX ties. This is the biggest thing. FTX, for those of you that don't know, was owned by Sam Bankman-Fried. And we see where he's at. He's in prison for 20 years. He's in prison with 6ix9ine. He's in prison with President Maduro from whatever country that was. He's in prison with the Venezuelan president, and I think also the Bolivian president. Yeah, he's in a federal prison with the Venezuelan president, the Bolivian president, the X ones, 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Diddy. He's in there with Diddy. Sam Bankman-Fried is in some deep stuff, and he better not get hit with that baby oil. Look, team has FTX ties. That's actually pretty bad. People jump to worst case assumptions. Price action equals a rug signal. Post launch drop, classic extraction, narrative forming. And then ChatGPT said what's actually confirmed / factual. Look, you can never 100% confirm a rug pull until there's charges. Like people couldn't confirm the FTX rug pull until there was charges on the Sam Bankman-Fried. So ChatGPT is obviously going to be biased on this part because they're not going to say it's factual until there's charges. All right. So, anyways, token launch basics: 1 billion supply, 25% distributed, mostly airdrop. OTC dumping, no proof. Team explicitly denied selling their own tokens OTC. Obviously, they would deny it. Evidence so far equals rumors plus misinterpreted chats. Insider trader not proven, obviously, because there's no charges. Suspicious activity did happen, but no confirmed link to team. Investigation ongoing. Airdrop controversy is real. Sybil filtering plus distribution decisions upset users. Team admitted process may have been too aggressive. NFT VIP rules intentional, not a bug, design choice to reward early users. Just unpopular with late entrants. No hacks / exploits. No security breach history of Backpack itself. So ChatGPT said, look, a lot of stuff is looking suspicious, but there's nothing confirming it. But they did say it's suspicious. All right. Bottom line, signal versus noise, real issues, messy airdrop, bad optics, unclear comms, trust is hit. The gray area, weird market activity on Polymarket plus price moves. Unproven, OTC dumping, insider trader, run poly, rug pulling. Translation, this looks more like chaotic launch plus credibility gap than confirmed fraud. But in crypto, that alone is enough to create heavy FUD and price pressure. Now, what I think is interesting is that Solana themselves is kind of uh promoting it in a way. Like they posted it on their page and they made a whole digital art for it. Like they literally made a whole edited video for their drop, which is interesting. Now, I told ChatGPT, go on, whatever you're talking about. They said, look, we'll tell you what smart money is doing and what influencers doing. They're still saying the same thing, teams dumping, blah, blah, blah. Nothing necessarily confirmed. But then ChatGPT turns around. They say what smart money is doing / serious traders are doing. They're not aping, they're trading it tactically. Funds / serious traders are treating BP like a short-term volatility play, not convictional. Reason is unclear trust plus messy launch, no clean thesis. They're also farming, dumping, and maybe rebuy lower. This is what smart money is doing. The airdrop recipients equals sell pressure, classic playbook. So when a bunch of people get airdropped a token, you know they're gonna dump on launch. So what the smart money is doing is paying attention to those airdrop wallets when they start to dump and sell. Then smart money is gonna dump and sell, and as it goes down, they're gonna buy lower. And then once the price starts to go back up, and then the airdrop people start to sell again, they start to dump again. So they're being smart about it. Price dumped over 50% quickly after launch, confirms heavy distribution. Some are waiting to post FUD base before reentry. They're also watching team actions, not narratives. And, this is kind of damage control what the team is doing. So, yeah. And then no strong insider accumulation signals yet. That's a big tell. Nobody is rushing to defend the price. And you can kind of tell by the look of the price. It's actually going through a rising wedge, which we'll talk about in a second. All right. What crypto Twitter people feel like, right? And that this is the big difference here. The actual smart money, serious traders, they're not using their feelings, they're trading this logically. Twitter people, on the other hand, they're heavily emotional and they're just going off of their emotions, right? They're not real traders, they're emotional people, emotional beings, right? They're being emotional, right? Traders are not emotional, but these people are being very emotional. I've lost over $50,000 trading. I got emotional about it, right? But now no longer getting emotional because when you're emotional, you really start to lose, the aspect of a trader. Like you really start to become no longer a trader and just a gambler. You got to be non-emotional in trading. When I lose money, I chalk it to the game. However they say that saying, and then I just keep going. Right? You just keep going. You make the money back, and then you keep stacking it up. But anyways, this is what the crypto people are saying. Dominant tone, skeptical, not max bearish, not a rug, just badly handled, good products. Some people are saying rug. Terrible token launch, FTX, PTSD, people overreacting, will bounce once weak hands are gone. That's what some people are saying. But people aren't convinced it's a scam. Nah, false. Almost everybody was convinced it's a scam. Reddit / retail sentiment, raw vibe. Airdrop disappointment is the loudest theme. Immediate sell mentality, confusion over conviction. So you get the deal here. Smart money, they're trading it. They're not believing in it. They're trading it though. Smart money. Retail, they're frustrated and they're dumping. Market signal, no accumulation equals no confidence for it. Which that kind of means that the price can continue to drop lower. And we do have a rising wedge. So I'm going to talk about that now. So with this rising wedge on this project, that's kind of wishy-washy because it's such a new project that doing a technical analysis isn't really going to be too accurate because it's so new. Like anything can happen. Like the price can get easily manipulated at these levels. That's something you got to understand. But yeah, the market cap is still fairly low at 40 million, but that's because people don't want to like get in because of what's going on, right? But they have a big push that's happening. People just don't want to get in because of the FUD around that push, right? So rising wedges are bearish signals, all right? One of my favorite signals, the rising wedge. Usually they're correct, all right? we were talking about Bitcoin. We always talk about Bitcoin. We got a bear flag on Bitcoin. All right. Bear flags are like the sister or cousin of rising wedges. In Alabama, you know what they do with sisters and cousins. They get together, and sometimes you see different chart patterns getting together. So if you see an ascending triangle inside of a rising wedge, it's probably a bull trap, and that rising wedge is gonna supersede that ascending triangle. So up here you see this rising wedge on Bitcoin, right? But you have an ascending triangle within the rising wedge. So that was the bull trap, and that was the confirmation that the rising wedge is actually accurate, right? Use the Alabama scenario. Like, sometimes sisters and cousins get together inside of that place, right? But when you look at this inside of a charting point of view, if you see a bullish pattern within a bearish pattern, I'm leaning more towards the bearish side of it, right? For the bull trap, because we're in a bear market. So it's more likely to be a bull trap. The reason why I'm saying all that weird stuff about, Alabama and stuff like that is because I had to use the analogy, right? All right, guys, it's just an analogy. But when you look at this and you look at how this is going, we have a rising wedge, and we technically did create an ascending triangle. And it's breaking out to the upside of the ascending triangle, just like how we just showed with Bitcoin. So in my point of view, I think this is going to get rejected at this resistance, because we have a bullish signal with inside of a bearish pattern while we are actively in a bear market. Bitcoin continues downwards, everything else continues downwards. This is such a new project that it could easily break away from Bitcoin and go up. But with all the negative sentiment around this, I am willing to bet that it's going to go down. But I might be wrong. So you got to make your own decision on that one. It is what it is. But yeah, that's how I'm seeing it right now. And we can't really do much of a technical analysis because it's so new. If you look at the percent R trend exhaustion, we are overbought here on the long-term trend, which is the blue line up here. And then the white line is the short-term trend. If both of these trends start going down, then we're going to get a pullback in price. But usually when the long-term trend is so far above the short-term trend, and the short-term trend still is going up, the long-term trend will stay up here, and then the price will continue to increase. So if we start seeing the short-term trend increasing, then we'll start to see the price increase. But right now, it's really at a very indecisive point, right? It's at a very indecisive point. And then on top of that, what we see here is called bullish divergence. But now what we're seeing is bearish divergence. And bullish divergence is pretty much when you have higher lows on the MACD while simultaneously getting lower lows on the charts. But what we're seeing over here is bullish divergence here, and then it went bullish, and now we're seeing bearish divergence coming back in. You're seeing the higher lows on the MACD for the bullish for the bearish or the bullish divergence, and then you're seeing lower highs on the MACD for the bearish divergence. And this is the chart here that shows that. And what are we seeing? We're getting higher highs on the chart. So look, bullish divergence right here. Bearish divergence. What are we doing right now? We're doing bearish divergence. We're getting higher highs on the charts while simultaneously getting lower lows or lower highs on the MACD. So look, higher highs on the charts, boom, 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 while simultaneously getting lower highs on the MACD. Boom, 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 and one more boom eventually coming soon. All right, so that's what we're seeing right now. So I think the price is going to drop for this. So we'll see what happens with this project. Seems like there's a lot of people that are talking about it, which is good. Sometimes all attention is good attention, but we'll see if the project can survive the FUD, we'll see if they're actually dumping on people, if they're actually slowly rug pulling people. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. This is the full analysis on Backpack. I gave you guys everything you need to know about Backpack. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Check out the best trading view indicators, Chart Prime, link inside of the description. I gotta get that shameless plug, 'cause I don't sell scam courses and I don't take money from scam projects. I just make videos. Oh, and look at what Chart Prime will do for you. You don't even gotta create your own rising wedges because Chart Prime does it for you. Check out Chart Prime, link in the description. As you can see, it created the rising wedge for you. It has the momentum wave bands, which acts just like the percent arc trend exhaustion, and it shows you exactly what's happening. Has the discounted equilibrium and premium price points. Right now, it's trading a little bit above the discounted price, but remember, this is so new, it could keep dropping. It has a volume profile over here, shows you where there's increase inside of volume right now. And that is why we're starting to see the rejection here, because as you can see, the volume starts to decrease right around this area, which means a big push down could be coming. So check out Chart Prime, link in the description, best trading view indicators in the game. And you would help support the channel if you go ahead and sign up through the link inside of my description. Fully transparent there. Big shout out to you guys. Try it risk free for 7 days. 100,000 plus active users, 50 plus premium features. They have a Discord group where they do a lot of different live streams in there and talk to the people and put out those trading strategies. They got order blocks. They got everything you need. Literally everything you need. Patterns made easy. Does literally everything for you. You can get the monthly one, Chart Prime Pro, $67 a month, or $117 a month if you want Chart Prime Plus. Or you could do the yearly, where you get Chart Prime Pro for $40 a month for $489 for the year, or for $59 a month for Chart Prime Plus for $708 for the year. Which you get you see which one's better. Use the discount code Prime20 for a 20% discount off what you already see on there. So they got some good discounts, especially if you do the yearly and you get the Prime 20% off. But go ahead and check it out. Also, the last shameless plug of the video, Avantis. I like this exchange. I use it personally. And they have global markets, limitless leverage built on the back of Base, built and backed by Base. And when they say backed, they're actually backed by Base. Base is actually advocating for Avantis, and they're literally putting them on the front screen of the Base app. And just know that the Base is developed by the Coinbase developers, so Coinbase is kind of backing this, and that's why I like Base. I trust Base, and since I trust Base, I trust Avantis. And I had a deal going on with Mexi, and then the second I started making good money off of my affiliate links, they cut my account off. Well, guess what? Avantis is DeFi, so they can't cut my account off. They can't cut my wallet off. It's DeFi, right? And that's why I like doing the DeFi stuff more, and that's why I'm choosing to build with Avantis, right? So go ahead and connect your wallet through my link or sign up through my link. You can literally create a wallet directly on the app, or you can connect the wallet. But yeah, you can literally create a wallet on the app through your email address, and you'll literally have a wallet. You don't even need to use the email address because it's DeFi. That's why I love it. That's why I love it. So go ahead and check out the link for Avantis in the description. You could literally do limitless leverage trading on all these futures, literally on stocks, crypto, forex. You could trade gold on here. You can trade Nvidia. You can trade stocks. You can trade gold. So you can trade everything on here. So if you're not in the US, you can use this to trade US stocks. You can trade the Robinhood stock, which has been doing some huge dumping recently. So if you've been shorting Robinhood on Avantis, you've been making money. And not to mention, we're also going through a descending triangle on Robinhood. So if you're going to use Avantis, I'm just gonna give you a free a free trade here. Free trade. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. You do it at your own risk. But another dump might be coming soon for Robinhood. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm looking towards 63 to $62 down there at the Fibonacci support. It looks like it's gonna pull back a little bit more. We'll see if it pulls back more or if it ends up recovering from here. But if it does end up recovering from here, I didn't tell you about it. All right. But yeah, trade at your own risk. Check out Vanadis, link inside of the description. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Again, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None is financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. As always, I'll be back with another video.